A mysterious new report claims Vladimir Putin is soon undergoing cancer surgery. We're told he's planning to transfer control to one of his top security chiefs for just 2 to 3 days. Of course, the Kremlin claims Putin is strong as ox. And our Defense Department says they are not aware of any planned transfer of power. But if these rumors are, in fact, remotely true, how sick is Vlad? Jason, I will begin with you. There have been rumors for quite some time that he has some sort of a neurological degenerative disorder and, vaguely abdominal cancer. So what do you believe in this era of propaganda?
Yeah, look, Kennedy, this is a big story if it's true, but I still remain skeptical. There's just so much propaganda on all sides of this war, and we all know that the first casualty of war is truth. That's not to say that everything coming out of Russia is false and everything coming out of Ukraine is true, but this could be a desperate attempt by Western disinformation to sow doubt, to throw doubt on Russia's offensive and the ability of its offensive, and to also simultaneously boost Ukrainian morale.
Nikolai Patrushev, he's the guy who is the chief spy master in Russia, Jessica, and he supposedly is a horrible person. And my question is, let's say he does have to. Let's say he's got, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. Let's say he's got pancreatic cancer, or he needs a liver transplant. Let's say it's one of the two, and it's do or die. Like he has to do something. He's now come to the point where he has no other options but surgery. So what if he gives up power? What if this guy is such a ruthless thug, the new guy, that he doesn't give the power back?
It would be a fun complication, I guess, in what's a horribly tragic world event, right? I would certainly keep us all tuned into this. I think that probably what's going on here is certainly not what they're telling us at this point. I don't doubt that there is something wrong with Vladimir Putin besides obviously what's going on with him mentally, but the pictures that we've been seeing, the ones, where he's holding onto the desk, like he looks frailer. He's not letting anyone near him, according to reports. He's really isolated himself. These are all things that happen, A, when you're, bludgeoning your neighbors illegally and trying to take over another country, but B, also when you're sick. If we have the head of the FSB as the head of Russia as well, we're in a lot of trouble, though this is the world that Putin came out of. He used to be an agent himself. I just want to respond a little bit to what Jason said when he said, this is a both sides thing. There is no propaganda coming out of Ukraine. There's a bad guy here and there is a good guy here. And it really would be beyond me to imagine that this is some sort of Western propaganda to boost the morale or whatever. There's no equivocating on what's going on here in terms of Russia and Ukraine.
What was the ghost of Kyiv, Jessica?
What are you talking about?
Is there a ghost? Have you heard about the ghost of Kyiv that they were talking about, that this fighter pilot was killing all these Russians? It was complete propaganda. It was all lies. So yes, there's propaganda on all sides of this war, as there always is.
I would like to bring in
exactly.
Cohen.
There's always that.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Spike.
there is always propaganda from all sides, especially when it comes to war. But now there's this constant war of information that's from these, that's from both the state and corporate media in both the U.S. and the Western world, and in Russia and China and everywhere else for that matter. I first heard about these allegations that Vladimir Putin was dealing with either cancer or some kind of chronic illness several months ago, which means it could either be a long-standing thing that the Russian government has taken pains to try to hide from the public, or it's been Western propaganda that's been spread. We really don't know, and it's one of those things that we're going to have to wait and find out. What I will say is I don't know that it's going to matter much from the standpoint of what's happening, the invasion of Ukraine, or even the geopolitical balance between U.S. and NATO and Russia and its allies in terms of what happened specifically to Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is one person. The entire system, the Russian government has just as big of a built-in state and a military-industrial complex that the U.S. does. It would be like thinking that if something were to happen to Joe Biden, that there would be no more wars overseas or something. So I don't know from the standpoint of how this affects everyone else, how much of a change this is going to make one way or another, even if Putin were to pass away or something like that. But no, propaganda is a product of government at all times now.
That would be really sad. if someone just went boop, and it's like, that was the aorta. Dang it, how did my scalpel get up there? Oh, butterfingers. All right, party.